What is going on, my friends? Captain Deadwake here with the promised member grind video for hauling. I'm sure a lot of you have seen that it's really not too bad getting from, rookie through junior and into member, but then you notice there's kind of a stark fall off of your mission variety with regard to member and how to quickly get through that grind to the coveted experienced rank where you can really hit those hull C missions, getting thousands of SEU to travel between stations, gateways, and the like. So the whole goal for this video is to just give you a concise and hopefully very helpful way to stack missions and get through member as quick as possible, as painlessly as possible, so you can have the fun you're waiting for. Now I want to caveat all of this with the fact that we just got this new 4.1 patch and it is rough. CIG changed their strategy for their servers, making it to where basically they have a server for each of the align and mine sort of sandbox events that are going on. What that means is Hurston and Crusader are hurting badly as far as server performance right now. I mean, you'll notice on our RSA launchers the last day or two, it's been degraded performance. Now, hopefully soon we get a hotfix, or some server maintenance to kind of clean this up. But the reason I bring this up is that the example you're going to see in this video are these contracts from Aorus to 4 main distribution centers, including the Covalex hub on Hurston proper. You might bump into some issues until, we get some balancing and some performance improvements in this 4.1 patch, so keep that in mind. I am going to live stream trying to basically replicate this over at Microtech. Now, there is some stuff going on over there regarding Wifi, so it might also have a little bit of issue with regard to server performance, but hopefully not as bad as Crusader or Hurston, in particular Seraphim, Orison, and Aorus, Lorville. Now, getting back to this video, the whole point of showing you this is you've clearly seen again that, there's not really many station-to-station options for hauling missions. It's really about that planetary stacking, and Microtech and Aorus or Hurston area seem to be the 2 spots that are actually able to get this done. Now, the biggest benefit of these all starting from Aorus Harbor is that you can just go down to the terminal and throw all of these contracts onto the elevator and bring them up. And again, with no repeat commodities, you don't have to worry about getting confused. Just go to your missions tab, select all, and move it over. Now, in theory, this should mean that you grabbed everything, but you'll notice I have to go back after I organize everything where it's going to go on the ship to see what's going on with the fact that I'm missing a 2 SKU of stims. And there it is. It's not labeled under missions, it's just kind of in there, but it is contracted. So I bring it up and I put it in its position for Bay 1 of the Caterpillar, and we're able to move on. But it's important to double check yourself, kind of do little self-inventory checks. I use my phone to actually take pictures of my screen of each of the 8 missions. That way I can just quickly swipe through my phone's pictures really fast to look at where everything is going, rather than constantly pulling up my Mobi glass to figure out what is going on, which, stops what I'm doing and takes away my focus. So, I don't know. For me, using the phone has been a huge help. Hopefully that is something that resonates with you guys too. I know that at least 1 or 2 people have said that that's been something they've started doing and they love it. Now, you'll notice that I am moving these boxes away from the Caterpillar's legs, and there's a very important reason here. Another tip: kill your engines during onload and offload procedures, because these boxes touching your landing gear can sometimes cause your ship to leave the ground. And if your thrusters are active, it'll leave the ground and hover there, and now you're screwed. Now you can't get back in your ship. You're going to have to come up with a plan to get back in your ship, and it takes away time and just ruins the whole experience. So kill your engines during onload and offload. Keep the boxes away from your landing gear or any part of your ship, really, because these ungridded boxes, when they have their little physics jostles, they can end up launching your ship up, and that is a headache nobody wants. In the Hurston system, you'll find my main method. It involves 8 contracts, each of different commodity types, and the main point there is to avoid having 2 missions that both have aluminum and the system confusing which batch of aluminum goes where, because it's not well labeled, and that one set of aluminum is going to be keyed for that specific drop-off, and if you take it to the wrong place, one of the other elevators might eat it, and you're just in a mess. So we're going to avoid all of that by not having any duplicate commodities. So the 8 you're going to be looking for are member planetary small, 5 of which are typically 99K, and the other 3 90K. Again, it's 8 contracts because it's 8 commodities. We've got aluminum, carbon, corundum, quartz, stim, tin, titanium, and tungsten. Now, another thing you'll notice when you're picking up these contracts is that some of them will have 4 drop-offs and some of them will have 3. grab the 8 contracts with only 3 drop-offs. Cutting out an entire drop is going to save you a lot of time overall with regard to crashing through this as fast as you can. Now, I'm going to let you know your first time going into this might be a little slow and a little aggravating, but it is okay. It is normal to take between 20 to 30 minutes to initially load up your ship, but if you do it in a way that makes sense, your drop-offs will be very fast and you will fly through the latter half of these and be able to repeat these 8 stacks, maybe 3, 4 times at the most, and you'll be done. You get a good maybe 30 to 40% of your experience bar from doing this 8 stack set even just one time. Now, it is important to understand the load quantities we're going to be dealing with here. With these 8 contracts, it typically equates to approximately 150 SU of cargo. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. So your main ships that are really good for this are going to be your Connie Tauruses, your Star Lancers. A Zeus can maybe make it work, but it's going to be tight. It might be a little frustrating. You only deal with quads, doubles, and singles. Those are the only box sizes you're going to deal with, so you can make it work. I like to use the Caterpillar, especially because it just so happens that the 4 drop-offs I go to fit in the 4 different bays, organized very specifically. The way that I like to set it up is that Bay 1 is going to be my Covalex and HDPC Casio Bay. Bay 2 is going to be HDPC Farnsway. Bay 3 is going to be Sakura Sun Magnolia Work Center. And Bay 4 is going to be TISA Spaceport. By consolidating everything this way, it allows for rapid drop-off because you don't have to worry about what is in that bay. It's all going to that same location. That being said, if you don't have a Caterpillar, you can still organize in your ship in a way that will make it easy for you to get to each spot and drop off only what you need to at that spot, and make sure you get all those green check marks when you send that elevator down. If you're using a Connie Taurus, my method is to actually put my last stop farthest aft or to the back of the cargo grid, which would be TISA, and then I put Sakura and Sun stuff right in front of that, and then Farnsway stuff in front of that, and then Casio and Covalex. So by putting them in reverse order in the Taurus with TISA first, when you're delivering the cargo alphabetically, it's all coming off from front to back, which is really great with that amazing Connie Taurus ship's tractor beam. It makes it a very fast ordeal. Now, the Caterpillar and Taurus are the only 2 ships I've done this 8-stack mission set with, and they both equate to a little over an hour for me to get this done. If I'm kicking back and taking my time, it can be an hour and a half. If I'm crunching for time, I can get these done with both ships in just over an hour, which all things considered for 8 contracts, that is awesome. Now, I plan to actually run the Microtech version of this on Tuesday's live stream. I'm trying to put this up Monday night if it did go up on time. That way you guys can access it sooner than later, because I've had a couple of y'all asking questions about how to get through member rank. And I promise you, if you just, grind this out, do this 8 contract routine 3, maybe 4 times, and you'll be done. If you're able to, make a day of it, get some music going, grab some snacks, and space truck planetary style. And then once you're done with this, you can get into your experience loads and have a whole lot of fun if you have a C2 or a Hull C, which is really what Experiencing Up is focused on. That's about all I got for this video, guys. It is pretty simple and to the point. It is a lot of manual labor. It's a lot of work, but it's going to get you through member rank. It's going to get you to experience faster. Now, hopefully you have minimal server interference, because I've checked the planets, and Everest Harbor, Hurston, these distribution centers, they had the best quantity or selection with regard to these missions. Now, you can do the 4 drop-off ones if you want to. It all kind of pays about the same, but it's going to take you a little bit longer. So remember, try to stick to those ones that only have 3 drop-offs. On top of that, you might be tempted to do these higher paying ones to these HDMS sites. Don't waste your time, guys. Please just don't do it. These are the external cargo elevators. They are bugged. They are a problem. They have not been fixed, and it will waste your time and make you unhappy. So just stick to these HDPC distribution centers where you have an internal hangar. Go inside, request landing like you're actually getting a hangar at a station. That way you can access the internal cargo elevator. And I have never, to this day, had a problem with those elevators. It should work for you every time. And be careful though, make sure you're only putting in the cargo that you need, because it is possible that it won't spit it back out if you do put one too many in there. It can actually end up eating it, and they're going to have to partial submit. So, attention to detail. Just make sure you've got only what you need. If you, follow an organized method, when you're dropping off what you need at the station, you're just going to see all those beautiful green check marks, and you can move on, as you've seen in this video. And please, guys, hit me up in the comments with any questions or ideas or, problems you might have had, or maybe workarounds or something didn't make sense. Let me know. And I'm happy to break this down again or go over it on live streams, show you what I actually do. You can find me streaming live from 3 to 5 in the morning, Tuesdays and Thursdays scheduled. I'm adding more of those days throughout the week just to, expand my scope of streaming. But this is what I love to do, hauling, blue-collar gameplay as I call it, industrial work. With that, my friends, I am going to get to bed so I can get on to the live stream in the morning. I hope you enjoy. I will see you out in the verse.